Earlier this spring, the crew from Ask This Old House made a visit to New Mexico to shoot 2 episodes of the popular PBS program. Now, while the gang hammered and planted away, I stole a few moments with the show's resident outdoor expert, landscape architect Roger Cook. New Mexico got a visit from the Ask This Old House crew this week. Our guest, landscaping pro, my personal hero, Roger Cook, and the company we're in, the Land of Enchantment. They're shooting material for 2 episodes of the popular program for broadcast later. Roger, thank you for being here. Welcome.
My pleasure.
Have you been to New Mexico previously?
Have not. It's beautiful. The mountains are absolutely breathtaking.
Nice. And as we tape this today, you've been working in Santa Fe.
That's right.
You zipped down here to do that. What's your impression of Santa Fe?
Great town. Yeah. I really like it. I love the architecture. I love the people. It's laid back, but people are sharp. You know, It's good.
Good call right there. Let's get right to it. I'm so curious. I have to ask you, how did you get into landscaping? What was the first thing you did?
I graduated from college and I worked in the woods with the kids for the summer, and then that ended and my wife informed me, you will get a job. So I answered an ad for landscape laborers, and my first job was pruning the ivy around the windows at Harvard University.
No kidding.
Yes, so you go up the 40-foot ladder, you trim, pick up your trimmings, go to the next one. So I lasted 2 days, and I went into the boss and I said, listen, I want to work. I really want to work, but this isn't what I want to do. So he was a big gentleman. He said, you want to work, huh, kid? So he put me on the construction crew, and I started running machines. I started doing brick walks. I started transplanting trees. So 5 years, I had the best education at the world at a company called Frost & Higgins. And then I left and started on my own.
Interesting. You don't hear much about apprenticeship type things anymore. It doesn't sound like it was officially that way, but that's what you're describing.
It was within a company. Back then, they had time to teach you. They took kids and they taught them how to be tree climbers. They taught me how to plant. They sent me to school to various programs and stuff to learn different things. It was a great time. Now we're so caught up in turning over the money that we forget about educating people.
That's a good point. We'll talk about that a little bit in a second. I appreciate that point right there. Let's talk about something that we deal with here in the Southwest quite a bit, and I always appreciate an outside eye on these things. That is water usage. One of the struggles we've been having as homeowners here is our own personal responsibilities to our own water usage, certainly. But part and parcel of that is landscaping, water usage for plants, and also replacing irrigation systems, which is part of the project you're doing here in Albuquerque as well.
The first project we're doing was putting in a drip irrigation system. But what I say to people to make them think about water is every drop counts, every little bit. Back home, I die when I'm driving down the street and a sprinkler system's going on and it's raining out. Out here, you guys have water running down the street, but the difference is you can get fined for it.
That's
here.
Right. That's right.
We have to learn to balance our lives so that we are conserving water as best we can between low-flow toilets, between recycling roof water, just in planting and doing plantings in a way that they don't demand a lot of water.
The technology of these systems, let me stick with irrigation for a second, because that's the project up in the Heights that you guys are doing here. There's a lot of legacy systems out there, and it stops people from taking that next step for new technology. What can you tell folks about the fear factor of changing out an irrigation system? Is it as big as some people think it is? Is it difficult? What's the deal there?
It all depends on the system and how it was put in, but the rewards are great. Even changing to these new clocks with all the clock we put in yesterday is called a smart clock. We put in the zip code, so it knows your weather cycles, it knows how much moisture you get a year, it checks temperature, and it blends all those together, and it tells the system when to water. It could be a Wednesday, and the lawn says, I need water. The clock says, no, the weatherman's telling me it's going to rain on Thursday. You're not going to get water. We're going to wait and let it rain on Thursday, and then we'll supplement it after that. So it's a great way of saving water.
Can you run these things remotely? Or can you check on them? What's the access for the homeowner?
It's just like a regular panel, a regular clock for an irrigation system, except they've built in all these new things.
Interesting. Now, I've heard tell that there are ways to put these things together that's not like the old days. You had the can of glue that you'd run around the inside and twist them together. Oh, that's a bad joint. I got to get it out. And you've got different materials for joints and things. Has that era pretty much passed? Can a homeowner actually take these things on now?
90% of it is all going to be push on or clamp on poly pipe. No more of the rigid pipe. And the drip irrigation is called funny pipe because it's funny because you can bend it around anything you want. You don't need very many couplings, and when you do, you just turn the coupling in and you're done. No glue, very few clamps. It's very easy for a homeowner to work with.
That's a new era right there. That's interesting. Plant use and xeriscaping obviously is a big part of that water management. There's a couple of different elements there. There's the original design, where plants go where for what kind of appeal on your lawn.
Right.
Getting the water to it at the appropriate amount you just handled. But let's talk about xeriscaping and how it looks. A lot of folks still like the idea of a green patch of lawn, even in the Southwest. And, personal tastes aside, is there a way to get something that feels green and lush and full in a desert climate using very little water for you?
Native plants. The key to an area like this is using plants which grow in the desert.
Right.
They may not be the most beautiful of plants, but they are rugged.
Right.
And once you put them in and they get established, then you have spots of green in the yard that don't need excess water. I'll tell you one thing, and it's really taken a leap of faith for me to do, and that's artificial turf. I've used it in a couple places at home. We've used it in dog areas where you can't grow grass. I've used it in shady areas and in little courtyards. I did one in the north end of Boston. No way to grow grass, but they had a couple kids in a very small area. We put down astroturf, fake turf. Think about that, and I saw one on the way here. You could do a patch of green in your front yard after with the fake grass, and it would work. It would look like grass, and no one would know except you.
Sure. I've got a friend that's got a little bit, about 12 by 15 in his backyard. He actually practices hitting golf balls.
I was going to say, did he put a hole in it?
That's right, exactly. However, to confirm your point, he has had many yard parties where people didn't even realize it was astroturf.
I tell you, the new stuff, you cannot tell the way they've blended it together. It's not just one color or one strand. All different heights on the strands and all different colors. It looks just like a natural lawn.
That's
except
interesting.
no weeds.
That's right. That's right. How about for flowers? That's always a part of landscaping, as I recall in my time doing construction, where a shot of color strategically placed around yards could be just such an enormous help in things. You do this all the time with flower beds and things when we all watch the show.
Yep.
Same theory here in the Southwest?
Not as much.
Okay.
Usually annuals and flowering plants like that require a lot of water.
Okay.
We're going to look at tough plant. We're going to look at perennials that'll flower. And we may do them in a container because then we can supply them with a good source of soil and just have to water that one spot. That container, you could carry out a jug of water and water it once or twice a week and they would do great.
Right. Is the water issue, staying with that for another quick second, it's an issue everywhere when you think about it. It's not just a Southwest thing. What's your sense of how other people around the country who are, by the way, battling enormous amounts of water in the Midwest, back east, southeast, trying to get rid of water is the goal as opposed, but is water management still starting to rise as a consciousness thing?
Absolutely. You just have to look at, we're building more and more houses, we're building more and more commercial buildings, we're building more and more demand on the water.
Right.
So we're all going to have to conserve, and the best thing I do with people is I say, take advantage of free water, the water that comes off your roof. It's great. Collect it, a rain barrel, a cistern in the ground, all will supply you water that you can drop a pump in, and during the hot times of the year, you have free water.
Sure.
And they can't stop you from using that.
That's right. And also, not your bit, but more Tom Silva's or somebody else's, gray water management from your house. And that's rising as well, I would
That's
think.
becoming huge, where the plumbing on a new house is set up for it right away, so you don't have to do any retrofitting. And it goes right out into a cistern, and it goes, right on the lawns.
Sure. Now, the next step beyond that, which is tricky for some neighborhoods and some homeowners, is actually gray water that actually goes into a collection pond. The reeds are there just to get rid of the biodegradable stuff that's there.
They do their thing. They tie up anything that's in the water, and then it just leaves and it's nice and clean. That's what a wetland does, that whole idea of a wetlands where water pours in there, it sits for a little while, and then it leaves very slowly. And it's cleaned out by the plants that are there.
Right. The whole other story of that is policy decisions and governmental decisions, not your bit. But, I used to live somewhere, somebody put out a cistern rain barrel collection. It was against code where we worked at. It went to court, and the tenant ended up winning, but this is part of the turnover in the consciousness sometimes. Somebody has to lead the charge and do these kind of things. And you get to work with people who have obviously bought into these things. But in general terms, how do you see the acceptance of these new things nationwide? Is it rising?
It's
what
educational.
Do we need?
All it is educational. Once people understand it, they don't fear it anymore. We worry. We fear that someone's going to take our rights away. But if you can get them to understand what you're doing and you're actually saving a valuable resource, it's a win.
That's right. That's right. Interestingly, when you think about the Southwest, we're relying so much on snow runoff, snowpack. Everybody has to be in the game in the Southwest, that's for sure, including the drought. Where do you see us headed now for the use of backyards, patios, outdoor fireplaces? Just building another room outside seems to be another trend when I read it as well.
My job is to drag you out of that house and out to the patio. So if you have a sliding door going into the backyard and you open it up, all of a sudden you have a great room. You know, you don't have two little rooms, you have a great room.
Right.
And to get the kids out there, to get you out there, and everyone just enjoying what you live here for. You live here to be outside. So that's what we do.
Good stuff. One of the things you do also that I love is the importance of the entryway. Visually, two-dimensionally, that matches with the house, and how a good bluestone entrance or stone, a lot of effort goes into that in some of the projects that you do. How important is that as a curb appeal for any house, that entry, that leading to the threshold?
It's the most important thing for people in the neighborhood. Friends are coming, but more importantly for you, when you come home, you want to drive up to the house and go, boy, that really looks nice.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of work to get that right. There's a lot of preparation that goes into doing a bluestone patio, right? And a lot of it's done underneath. You pick the right plants for the right spot. Too many times, especially in New England, we put in a plant this big, and in 10 years it's 15 feet tall, and you have to cut it down, or it's eating the house. The squirrels are using it to get into the attic.
Yeah.
Think ahead. The right plant for the right place. You're investing in a plant. It grows up nice on either side of the door. You have a couple pots on the stairs going up, and it's just beautiful.
Interesting. Now it begs a question. Landscapers that I've talked to, one of their great frustrations is landscape design or landscape architecture. How to just get it on paper before the shovel even hits the ground. For you, is it an absolute must for any homeowner, or is freestyling it okay too in some situations?
Plans are a great tool for two reasons. First of all, you can see what you get, and it allows me to price it. I can tell you exactly what that's going to cost. Number two is, we all have these grand plans, but we can't afford to do them all. But there's a way to cut it into phases so that when it's done, it all comes together nicely. It doesn't become mismatched, or when you go to do phase 3, you're running over phase 1 or something like that. Some people have the ability to look at a house and see what they want and express what they want. Then we don't need to go to all lengths of a plan, but those people are few and far between. More often I get, oh, I didn't know it was going to look like that on the paper. So you really have to educate people that having a plan is one of the essential tools of having a good landscape.
There you go. One of the companies that you're working with here in Albuquerque is Hilltop Landscaping.
Yeah, great guys.
They are interesting, aren't they? Tell me about your impressions of them and working with, as you do these shows, working with local subcontractors.
Well, I worked with Lucas, who's been with him, I believe, 30 years, he said. You know, and it's just incredible when you meet a man who's been with one company that long a period of time.
Says a lot about the company.
Yeah,
sure.
It sure does. But Lucas is so calm. He didn't get excited about everything. We put him through the hoops. We drove him absolutely crazy. Filming isn't an easy thing to do, so we drove him crazy, but he never got excited, just took everything in stride and had a big smile on his face. Just a great guy. And that's one of the things I'm so lucky is I get to go all over the country and meet people who have a passion like I do for landscaping in the outside, and it's a thrill.
It also takes a good customer. And Nick, and I forget his wife's name, the town here in Albuquerque, Nick and Chelsea. She was in on the filming.
Yeah.
He was in on the filming on day one, which is part of what you guys do. You get the homeowner involved. I did not realize, though, before going up to the site and watching you guys tape, that the demands on the homeowner to stay in stride with you on take after take after take, that's not something people do normally. So.
You know, and it's really funny because some people get it and some people get rough with it. They both got it right away. They both fell right in. You saw them running around with us and everything else. And when it was time to wait, they were very patient. And when it wasn't, they just went at it with us. They were great people.
They're thrilled.
I think they had a ball.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but
no, they're thrilled. Depending when they turn it on and see what happens.
Yeah, when they see what they look like, then it's always like, oh.
That's right. You got to go back to Santa Fe. You have more work to do, Roger. I really appreciate you coming down and spending some time with us, Roger Cook. This is a big thrill.
I had a great time, and I'm glad to meet you again. And when you come up to Boston, look me up.
Good to see you. Boston strong, yeah?
Yeah, Boston strong.
Right on, brother. That's all the time we have. Thanks for spending your valuable time with us this week. And be sure to catch up with us next week as we once again run down some of the week's biggest issues and the issues you're likely to see in the headlines in the months that follow. Now, we'd also like to bid a fond farewell to NMIF producer Matt Grubbs, who leaves us to take on another adventure in broadcasting. And Matt has made a significant contribution to the station and the community. His enthusiasm, hard work, and talent have very much brought distinction to New Mexico PBS, and we wish him the best. I'm Gene Grant. We'll see you next week in Focus.